Hey, what is up guys? Bone here, back bringing you another Black Ops 3 gameplay, and this video is all about the VMP, baby. This is one of my favourite guns to use. We are going to be looking at its strengths and weaknesses, giving you guys the rundown of the gun's stats, and what I like to have on this gun when I'm rocking with it. As always, before we get into the video, let me just tell you about the gameplay you're seeing. It was a domination match on Combine, and for most of the game we had map control, and as soon as the other team couldn't handle the ass whooping anymore, they started to leave the game. But the good thing is that the games kept rotating people in, so there was never a time where there was just only 2 people on the other team or 3 people on the other team. They always had nearly a full team, which was nice. Whenever I play domination on Combine, my preferred routine, if you want to call it that, is to gain control over Riverside, as you can get a nice view on B flag if the other team tried to take it. Also, if you guys didn't know this, when you have C and B flag and you have Riverside control, you can get a few nice spawn kills on the other team, as they like to run down the path toward the B flag, which you can then pick them off through the tunnel. If you don't know what I'm talking about, my bad. I'm not very good at explaining where things are. But at the start of this game, you can see me on Riverside, and the tunnel that I'm talking about is right next to the sign that says Zone 2 with a big arrow pointing to the right. For my specialist, I was running the Tempest. Normally I have the Annihilator on, but I think when I got this gameplay, I had not long prestige, so didn't have it unlocked yet. However, the Tempest is still a pretty awesome specialist to have on. I love it when you electrocute someone and then the other teammate runs through them and gets electrocuted as well. It just sets off a chain reaction. It's so cool to watch. Such a nice feeling when you do get those multiple kills. So that's the gameplay. Let's talk about the VMP, aka the Cooker. This is a fully automatic machine gun with amazing damage, decent range. It has a very quick fire rate with hardly any accuracy according to the stats. It only has 3 boxes highlighted, which is pretty poor. The clip size is 40 per mag. If you run it with extended mags, you can get 56 per mag, which is just insane. Right then, let's move on to how the gun actually performs in a match. Let's strip the gun down, have absolutely nothing on it, no attachments, no anything. The gun's recoil isn't too bad. When you fire it, it will move to the right and upwards, but the first few bullets will fire straight and true, which is nice for something that's got such low accuracy. However, if you do keep firing it, that low accuracy does come into play because it goes out of control, but hopefully you guys have killed someone by that time. Let's start putting some attachments on this gun now. Let's go with having quick draw and the grip on it. The recoil still goes off to the right and upwards, but it doesn't do it until about half the clip has been poured out. So that is quite a big difference to only being able to fire about 6 or so before it starts to recoil, to then going on to nearly half the clip being poured out before it starts to recoil. So if you're asking me, having the grip on is a must-have if you do want to be more successful using it, getting more kills with it. Quick draw is an option to have on it. It isn't a must-have. You can replace it with anything you want, maybe even a perk, another attachment, or even a lethal or a tactical on it. It's completely up to you guys. But I'll give you a few different combinations of attachments that I like to rock with. First off, I have the quick draw on for that swift aiming. I'll then put the grip on for the reasons I mentioned earlier on in this video. The biggest reason I have for having the grip on is if you look at the stats after you put the grip on, there is a massive boost in accuracy. It jumps from 3 squares to 7 squares, which is just crazy. For me personally, I like to have a third attachment on my VMP, which I'll change around a bit depending on what sort of map I'm playing on, what game mode I'm on. But the first 2 attachments will always stay on this gun. My third attachment, I'll either have the long barrel on, which will boost its range up by another 2 squares. If you're playing on a larger map, that will help out for sure. Or I'll have extended mags on for the smaller maps, and when I want to play the objective to the max. and I can't afford to reload. Say I'm capturing a flag in domination, or I'm in the hill in hardpoint. I want to be able to fire at multiple people coming at me, and not waste time reloading after every few kills. Other attachments that you could put on are things like the laser sight. If you want to be able to hit fire with more accuracy, that's pretty good for things like hardpoint. If you're the one in the hill and you've just got a load of people coming through one way, if you aim in, you're only going to take out 1 or 2. But if you have the hip fire with good accuracy with the laser sight, you'll probably end up killing nearly all of them. So that is a good one to have on depending on what you're playing. You could have fast mags on to reduce the time being wasted reloading. You can also have FMJ on if you want more damage. You can replace the long barrel with that. I don't think you'll need stock on it, as it is a submachine gun, so naturally you do move faster when aiming down the sight compared to other guns like the assault rifles. You don't really need rapid fire on it because it already shoots pretty damn quickly on its own without any aid. But they are the main combinations I have for this gun, but you can switch any of them out, whatever floats your boat. Sometimes I may even stick a silencer on if I want to kill whore. It depends on how I feel that day really. So that's pretty much what I like to have on this gun. That is the sort of overview on how this gun is. It is very strong for those smaller maps like Combine and Fringe when you're going to be in closer gunfights because of its high damage and its super fast fire rate. But its weakness is also its strength. If you haven't got the grip attached, the fire rate just causes the gun to recoil out of control. Like I said in my last video though, this is a very popular gun. I've seen lots of people using it. This is because when you do have the grip on, you can melt people into the ground with it. It is a crazy gun to use. But that's going to be it for this video. My next video is going to be on the XR2, giving you the rundown on that as well. That is going to be out hopefully next week. I'm not too sure at the moment. I may even be able to bump it up sooner than that. But I have also had a few ideas on starting a new series soon. I've got a couple in mind at the moment, but I want to save them until I have a webcam all sorted out so I can do live commentaries on them and maybe even live stream some of it as well. Who knows what the future holds. But yeah, that's it for today. If you have enjoyed the video, as always, please leave a like. If you do want to see more videos from me, then make sure you tap that subscribe button. But until next time guys, this has been Mr. Bone, signing out.
Rio de Janeiro just for the weather though. Don't wait for the moment, it's everywhere that we go. Don't worry about the future, cause really you never know. Trust yourself, no one can tell you which direction to go. All the time, most of the time, or some of the time. Nothing in mind under the sun, summer is fine. And weather's bad, weather none of the time.